parliamentarians are putting out, and they often get briefed before military activity takes place, or if there's intelligence to be shared. And President Zelensky, who our listeners will have heard on the news hour before, she but a few minutes ago she said in about an hour Kyiv will be under attack as never seen before, and the air raid sirens have just gone off again, and that has come. And in a night where just after night fell, there was an increase in the number of explosions that we were hearing. They're not in the center of the city, but they're cruise missiles that the Russians are firing into the edge of the city. And throughout the day, there was bursts of gunfire. Some of them seemed quite close, quite loud. And we've also heard from Moscow that the Russians, seeing that this is going slower than they may have expected and hoped, have ordered their forces to advance in all three directions onto Kiev. So that's why you see these repeated videos, messages from the President, Volodymyr Zelensky, urging residents to be calm, calling on them to fight, telling on them to resist. With every day, the mood is a bit more nervous.
Is that why that sort of sense of the fight becoming harder? We're going to see this continuous curfew in place till Monday morning. And can you tell us about these reports of saboteurs in the city?
Yes, we heard in the afternoon today that the curfew would not just be a nighttime curfew, it wouldn't be in place till Monday morning. So that suggests that we do have intelligence that this is going to be a really bad night for the residents of the city, and it will just go on into the day. And of course, life in the city, what was a vibrant European metropolis, has gone underground. Is now a subterranean world with many of the city's residents. It's a city of some 2.8 million people are now living 24 hours in bomb shelters, in basements, in the subway system, which has been transformed into a 24-hour refuge. And I have to say that, the basement that we go to, people's spirits are high. One woman said to me, said, well, how are you feeling? She said, well, I'm feeling sad. But she said, I can't be sad. I have to be hopeful because our president wants us to continue to fight. It's as if that everyone feels that they're fighting this war in their mind. They're worrying about their family members, and they feel they have to resist, even if they're in a bomb shelter, to try to keep their spirits high.
Do you think, though, deep down, they know that they will not be able to resist forever?
You get the impression that people are going day by day. They're on the ones who we've met in shelters are constantly on their phones, constantly looking at social media. And of course, they're seeing these videos where there's Russian tanks being turned back by people gathering on the roads in villages. There's one extraordinary video of a man standing in front of a Russian tank and managing to stop it. And then you have the roadworks people going out and taking down the road sign in the hope that Russian troops advancing closer to the capital will get confused and won't know where to go because all the road signs have gone. In fact, on some of the roads, they put up signs saying, good luck.
Thank you very much, Claire, for bringing us up to date with the latest in the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv. Let's take you to the country's second city now, Kharkiv. It's in the east of the country. It's just 40 kilometers from that Russian border. The authorities there say they've repulsed a major attack by Russian forces. Maria Adiva works for an NGO. She's based in the city.
I'm in Kharkiv, and the shelling continue every 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes closer, sometimes on a distance. But we have seen that the missiles have hit the buildings here and also the streets. And I have reports from my friends that, for example, they're driving the car on the central street and then the missile hit just right next to the car. So it is really scary to be outside, and people almost all the time stay inside. or in the shelters, also in the metro. Citizens are told to prepare cocktail Molotov to destroy the military vehicles if we see them coming into the city.
At the moment, the Ukrainian forces are able to hold the city. But that will change eventually just because of the sheer might of the Russian army. It's an unequal fight. Do you feel it's time to leave your city?
No, I'm not going to leave because it is my city and I will stay here. I do not want to be a refugee in my own country. Russia will be able to take control over the city only if they start shelling the residential area. So they will have to start killing civilians. And I don't know if Putin himself is ready for that, and probably wait for some time for people to surrender, but that will not be the case here.
Yeah, because from what you're saying, and the people around you are prepared to fight, all of them. Do they have enough weapons? Are people being given guns in the city?
Yes, if you go to the territorial defense unit, you can get guns. So people actually were getting prepared for that. But then, of course, there will be the question of medical supplies and the food supplies, because now I have been to the nearest shop and there is no bread and dairy products. So that will be hard, of course. But I still know that people who are now in the city, they are not going to surrender because it's our land. It's the Russian soldiers who should go home.
As your city is on the verge of falling to the Russians, are you not angry with the international community for not doing more quicker?
I would not put it that way, that we are on the urge of falling. I would say that Russia is on the urge of withdrawing troops from Ukraine because they cannot move further. They are now already here for 3 days, and they cannot do nothing against Ukrainians who are fighting for their own land. And for the international support, I'm angry with those countries who didn't allow Ukraine to become part of NATO in 2008 when Russia waged war against Georgia, because it was obvious that Putin had this plan before to threaten and to conquer the neighboring countries. So if Ukraine has been given the NATO membership then we will speak now about different things.
Arturia resident Maria, who works for an NGO based in Ukraine, Sector City, which has witnessed fierce fighting throughout the day, which is now continuing as we head towards nighttime in Ukraine. We're going to have a military analyst on in about 20 minutes who's going to update us on the situation across the country, try to make sense of where the fighting is taking place and how many troops are involved.